Hey Internet, in our last video we created a pendulum that swings back and forth. For this video, I would like to take it one step further and add some weight to our pendulum. Even though game mechanics don't need to be real, it's always nice when we can make them feel just a little bit like the real world. Let's open up our second pendulum object and we're going to make some changes. And just like last time, we're going to jump directly into our step event. There are actually multiple solutions to this problem. For example, we could jump into our create event and add another variable that we would add gravity to over time and then have to deal with resetting that gravity based on the distance we traveled, etc., etc. I prefer the most simple and straightforward approach. In this case, it means calculating our speed locally based on how far we've traveled from our initial starting Y position. To calculate our new weighted speed, we need to start with our rotational speed. What we actually need is a fraction of this speed based on how far we've traveled. So we're going to grab our position and subtract from it our starting Y position. And then we divide this by the maximum distance that we can travel. Luckily, we already have a variable for this. There's one small problem with this, and that's that our initial Y position will be equal to our Y position at the start, meaning this will all be equal to 0, thus canceling out our speed altogether. My solution for this is just to hedge our starting position by 1 pixel. Then we just take our weighted speed and switch it out for our rotation speed. Okay, so let's run it and see what we got. As you can see, we now have the desired effect we want, but we're moving a lot slower. There's probably some incredibly smart mathematician out there that could figure out exactly what our speed should be so that when we calculate our percentage of the speed, it'll actually equal out to what we were looking for. However, whenever possible, I like to take a more practical approach. In this case, we've set our speed so that our object could do a full circular rotation in 3 seconds. So in other words, it should be doing this half rotation in 1.5 seconds. In this case, by counting how many seconds it takes for our pendulum to drop and swing, we come up with about 6 seconds, which means our pendulum is swinging about 4 times as slow as we want it to. So to fix this, all we have to do is take the distance that we're traveling in the Y direction and divide that by 4. In this case, it's our distance from center variable. And we do this as part of the weighted speed calculation. Make sure to add in the parentheses, otherwise it'll move even slower. So we're going to close this and run it again. And this time the pendulum is swinging both with the weighted effect that we wanted and at the speed we would expect it to. Thanks again for watching, and if you'd like to support Jumpman Gaming and see future tutorials, please consider purchasing our game, Sentinel Zero, that is currently in early access on itch.io. To give you an additional incentive, I've placed the game on sale for $2. Any support is appreciated. If you have any ideas for future tutorials, please leave it in the comments below, and thanks again for watching.